CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have had their eyes locked since Punk came out the entranceway. And CM Punk has quite the relationship with strap matches. Wait, Drew McIntyre just attacking Punk from behind. McIntyre again showing his hypocrisy, attacking Punk from behind. Never giving Punk a fair chance. McIntyre had this all scouted out. He had a plan to take out Punk before the match even got started to give him an advantage. A blindside attack from Drew McIntyre on CM Punk. The match hasn't started yet. Punk hasn't even really entered the ring yet. You can see the official holding onto the strap. Talk about a personal battle. This is one of the most personal battles in WWE history. McIntyre just unloading on CM Punk, and they don't have, neither of them have their arm in the strap yet. This match might be a short one, with Drew McIntyre getting a head start on CM Punk. You know, Punk making this about more than just about a bracelet. Punk mentioning, you know, what the bracelet means. Drew McIntyre taking the bracelet that he has on his wrist, and that bracelet that McIntyre stole from Punk says Larry and AJ, the dog and wife of CM Punk, whom Punk cherishes with everything. And that's why McIntyre stole it from him, because it's what it symbolizes. And now McIntyre put the strap on himself and put the strap on CM Punk. And here we go. The bell has officially rung. This match is underway. Drew McIntyre pretty much forced the ref to start the match because Punk had the strap on. And the strap comes off the wrist of McIntyre. McIntyre using the strap for added force on that Russian leg sweep on CM Punk. McIntyre taking his time with the Second City Saint CM Punk. The crowd here in Berlin is absolutely electric for CM Punk, the best in the world. Punk driven ribs first into the ring apron by McIntyre. And again, McIntyre does it again, just trying to pull CM Punk and back into the ring. This has been a rough start for CM Punk, who hasn't really found his footing in this match. As McIntyre unleashes these heavy shots with the strap on Punk. That is a leather strap, so it's going to leave some marks. And a thunderous chop to Punk sends him right into the mat. And did McIntyre touch the turnbuckle? There you go. There's one. And McIntyre has to touch the next 3 consecutively to win the match. That's how you win a strap match. Touch all 4 corners. Thunderous chop once again sends Punk right into the canvas. Quite the chant here from the WWE Universe in Berlin. Drew, I went for another shot to Punk. Punk. Wait. GTS. McIntyre might have wasted too much time playing mind games and playing games with CM Punk. Punk stopping the momentum right then and there on McIntyre with a GTS. The green light will go on if Punk touches when Punk touches the turnbuckle. But Punk's not done yet. He's not ready for that. He wants to inflict more pain on Drew McIntyre. Punk might have had won the match right then and there if he didn't hesitate to start touching the corners. But he wants to inflict pain on Drew McIntyre. And we kind of already knew this from what Punk said yesterday. Punk already said he wanted to inflict pain on Drew McIntyre, but we knew that even before what he was saying yesterday. We knew the last 6 months how much Punk has wanted to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. McIntyre's the one that cost CM Punk 6 months of his career. McIntyre is the reason that CM Punk was out with a torn tricep for 6 months. You know, we told you this match was going to be brutal. It's a strap match. And McIntyre attacking Punk from behind. McIntyre sending Punk on to our announce desk. McIntyre has Punk right where he wants him. McIntyre has Punk on the announce desk. What does McIntyre have in mind? Whatever it is, it's not going to be pretty. Punk's future might be shocked. This is the same move that caused Punk's tricep to tear at the Royal Rumble. Looking for that future shock DDT. But instead of back body drop to McIntyre, a counter by Punk. That's a great counter by CM Punk on Drew McIntyre. And now Punk whipping McIntyre, senselessly beating McIntyre, relentlessly, ruthlessly with the leather strap. And it's all legal. There are no rules. There are no disqualifications in this strap match. The only way to win is to touch all 4 corners of the ring consecutively. And now CM Punk brings out a table. But Punk pulled out the table, which gives McIntyre some time to recover. Now McIntyre with these heavy shots with the leather strap. This is the first time Punk has felt the blows from this leather strap. It's been quite some time since Punk has been in a strap match. But what we can say is Punk does have, well, as I mentioned earlier before McIntyre attacked Punk and blindsided Punk with the attack before the match started, Punk has a great track record in these matches. Punk competing in a strap match against the late, great Umaga and successfully winning that match against Umaga. And then in that very same night, had an even more successful night by cashing in his Money in the Bank contract and defeating Jeff Hardy to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Punk also winning a strap match to become the Ohio Valley Wrestling, the OVW champion at one point. So Punk has quite the track record, and we'll see how it plays out tonight. But he's got a very angry opponent in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre with a victory over CM Punk at SummerSlam. Looking to clean sweep Punk and end Punk once and for all. Oh, and a scoop slam to CM Punk on the chair. Is Punk busted open? I think McIntyre might have busted Punk open. There's a little bit of blood. Punk's got some color. And here comes these shots from Punk and McIntyre where they were trading blows, but then McIntyre with headbutts to make sure Punk stops with his hits. McIntyre looking to pull out all the stops tonight. And this is where something like this can become dangerous. For Punk, his vision can be impacted by the blood getting into his eyes. Your vision starts to get a little bit blurry, which will make it harder to figure out where the corners are. McIntyre trying to set up this steel chair in between the turnbuckle bars, in between the top and middle turnbuckle. But McIntyre spent so much time on that, he didn't account for Punk coming up from behind with a running knee in the corner, and then the bulldog out of it. Nothing makes two fighters quite like these two. Come alive, add more life than a little bit of blood. Punk lives for this. Trying to give McIntyre a matching wound. This is Punk's second match back in WWE. Punk looking for his first win in WWE in over 10 years. Punk once again looking under the ring. What else is Punk looking for? A table. Another one. I wonder what Punk's got in mind for Drew McIntyre. Whatever it is, it's going to be absolutely devastating, to say the least. And we knew this was going to be very physical. The physicality is only going to get more. We're only going to see these two really tear each other apart. Claymore! And a Claymore from McIntyre to Punk. CM Punk might have gotten a little carried away, though. Punk was starting to get back in this thing. Punk setting up a table, but allowed McIntyre some time to recover. And McIntyre connected flush on the face of CM Punk with a Claymore. McIntyre touching one corner. Touching the other corner. And now Punk's got to stop McIntyre. And the third one. And now that's smart move. And how smart was that? Punk going to the outside of the ring. And McIntyre got sent face first in the steel chair. The steel chair that he wedged in between that top and middle turnbuckle. Now Punk touching the top turnbuckle now. It's Punk's turn to start collecting corners. And now dragging himself and McIntyre to the next corner. Punk's got two corners. Punk has green. McIntyre has red. And the third. And now looking for the fourth, but McIntyre stopping Punk with some heavy shots to the midsection. Talk about stopping Punk's momentum. And that'll reset the lights back to square one. And a running knee into the corner again from Punk. And looking for another bulldog. But this time, McIntyre picks up Punk. Dumping Punk over the top, through the table on the outside on the floor. Talk about a brutal match. These two are bringing the fight to each other. Here at Bash in Berlin, Germany. CM Punk just got sent right through the table by McIntyre. McIntyre just threw Punk out of the ring, just deadlifting Punk, picking him up, sending him out of the ring. But now the problem is McIntyre is going to have a hard time reaching the turnbuckles. Punk, that anchor attached to like an anchor attached to McIntyre. McIntyre's going to have to pull all that dead weight of Punk back in the ring somehow. And McIntyre has Punk on his shoulders now. That's McIntyre and Punk. Drew. Wait a minute, look at this. McIntyre doesn't realize it. Punk tagging again. McIntyre has no idea. This is brilliant. CM Punk might sneak a victory here. McIntyre trying to make it to the corner. If either man gets that buckle, we got a winner. CM Punk clawing, trying to fight to get to the corner of these two on arm's length away. But it's going to have to be reset, and the official waves off. Both lights have been reset, and we are back to square one. As these two trade blows in the center of the ring. It's Punk, it's McIntyre, and a bloody strap match. Punk lost the strap there for a second. And now to get the strap on. McIntyre and Punk exchanging blows out of the ring. Just battering each other. And both went for a kick. McIntyre was thinking a Claymore, but Punk able to counter, getting up the boot, reducing the impact of the boot from McIntyre. Both of these men are down and out. We are at ground zero. Both men are down. Who's going to get back up to their feet first? This is a big turning point in this match because this really kind of determines who's going to take control of this match. McIntyre, the bigger and stronger man of the match. Punk has a lot of heart. And speaking of heart, Punk going for a sharpshooter on Drew McIntyre. The legendary sharpshooter paying homage to a wrestler that Punk looks up to, and Bret the Hitman Hart. McIntyre tapping out. But this is no ordinary match. But that's quite the accomplishment in and of itself of Punk making McIntyre tap here on a premium live event. Bash in Berlin. It doesn't matter. There are no rope breaks. There's nothing the official can do. Punk can hold this as long as he needs to incapacitate Drew McIntyre. And this is a great strategy by Punk. McIntyre just passed out. But now the problem for Punk is that's a lot of dead weight. That's 260 plus pounds of dead weight of Drew McIntyre. And Punk is going to have to do his best to make it to all four corners. One buckle by Punk. You see the green light is lit. The crowd getting behind CM Punk. Punk going for the second buckle, but McIntyre using all of his strength. And Punk gets the second one. Punk looking to make it to the third one. McIntyre trying to hold on for dear life to make sure Punk doesn't get there. And a tug of war with Punk. And McIntyre reels Punk in and then nails Punk with a neck breaker. And again, the call gets waved off. So we're now back down to ground zero. We're at square one. Both men are down. It took a lot out of McIntyre to go for that neck breaker. It has been quite the night here in Berlin. We saw an incredible opener between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. We saw new women's tag team champions and Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, who reclaimed their women's tag team championships after losing them at Clash of the Castle. That is the bracelet that has been a huge part of the story. This 50-cent bracelet made by a fan has more meaning to Punk than anything. And it's not even about the bracelet, as I mentioned. It's not about the bracelet itself. It's about the meaning behind the bracelet. But now McIntyre going to count down the Claymore with the same hand that has the bracelet on his wrist. And a Claymore nails Punk. Punk's out like a light. Both men are down, but McIntyre making up to his feet. McIntyre knows he's got this one at this point. McIntyre gonna get a second consecutive victory over Punk after that Claymore. McIntyre now has 2 turnbuckles. That's 3. One more. And McIntyre has 2 victories over Punk. CM Punk pulling on the strap. Wait. CM Punk, go to sleep again for a second time. Punk connects McIntyre with a go to sleep in this match. But Punk just collapses and lands on top of McIntyre. What's it going to take? And you can see the lights were reset because McIntyre couldn't make it to the 4th corner. And now Punk crawling, and he has his eyes set on that bracelet of McIntyre. McIntyre holding onto the leg of CM Punk. And Punk. Again, Punk has McIntyre up. GTS for a second time. As Punk limps. All the damage that's been done to Punk throughout this match. Punk's not done yet. Punk touches the buckle. Punk could be closing in on victory, but instead, and again, up goes McIntyre and down goes McIntyre. That's 3 for Punk. And now Punk's about to win. If he can touch this last turnbuckle, it'll be all over. And Punk will get his revenge on Drew McIntyre. Punk is almost there. He could have this one right now. But Punk taking his time. CM Punk is not done yet. Looking to send a message to Drew McIntyre. And Punk gonna try it again. And a third GTS. Drew McIntyre goes to sleep. And now CM Punk has spotted the bracelet. CM Punk has the bracelet. And how apropos, CM Punk touches the last corner with the bracelet he has on his hand. After all these months between these two, Drew McIntyre getting the best of CM Punk at SummerSlam. And now in a crazy strap match, CM Punk gets a big victory. His first victory in WWE in over 10 years. And he did it in a strap match against someone he hates with his whole heart. And not only that, getting the bracelet back. And you see the message. Punk with his foot over McIntyre, with his fist in the air that had the bracelet on his wrist. You saw it earlier, McIntyre, that Claymore from McIntyre. McIntyre had victory in sight. But Punk pulled McIntyre back in. This is where things really took a turn. That second GTS. And then following McIntyre up with a third GTS in this match. That's when he touched the third turnbuckle. And then Punk. The irony of it all. The bracelet. The meaning behind it. Having his family help him touch that last turnbuckle to get revenge and get the victory as CM Punk and the WWE Universe celebrate at Bash in Berlin. Congratulations to Punk on his first victory in the WWE in over a decade.